Welcome to a rook endgame video. This is going to be a cool video where we're going to be going over one position that is a composition, one position that is a rook endgame played between GMs, and another position where I destroyed a 2800. So, first the composition. What way is each side going? It's a fantastic question when looking at endgames. White is going down the board, black is going up the board. So black is one away from promoting. It is black to play and draw. Give it a listen, give it a go. So, first things first, everybody subscribe to the new channel that's going to be down below, a podcast channel. Second, uploads are going to be spotty for the next couple of weeks because due to international travels. And third, believe it or not, this composition in front of you was created by me and my students. I gave him a position to solve. There was many ways to do it. He found the coolest way to do it, which I've never seen before. And we tweaked the position a little bit to where this would be the only drawing mechanism. So, a lot to get into. What do you think? Why is it not just promoting? Well, if you promote for black, you will lose the game due to the fact that you get skewered, and white will be up 2 pawns. Black's king will be cut off on the flank file. An easy win that would be. Believe it or not, the only drawing move for black is rook to g6 check. So you might have seen this, but it only gets crazier. The more you delve into it, the more beautiful it gets. Those are the positions we like to look at. So when my student said this, I was like, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. The point is, if king takes rook, black promotes with check, and it will be a perpetual. White's king has nowhere to hide. But you might be like, oh, well, it's not going to work because they go king to f7, and what now? So what now? Well, again, you cannot promote. This looks tempting, but again, you get skewered. You might be thinking rook to b6, but remember, this pawn is going that way, not that way. So they take. Easy win for white. I couldn't believe that this worked. My student is goated. Rook to b6. This is so beautiful. I love chess compositions, and I've never created a chess composition. I mean, I technically still haven't because my student created it, but we tweaked it a little bit. We got this. We're going halves on it. So, pawn takes, right? An umbrella pawn. You might be like, why don't they just promote? Amazingly enough, you give the check, and wherever their king goes, you promote, and it's still going to be a perpetual. Your king is just safe enough. So what if they take? How could this possibly be a draw? You're up a rook and 2 pawns. This is what's so fascinating. This is what's so... Wherever the king goes, there's just enough checks, just enough legal moves as well, for it to be a perpetual. It's because both of these pieces are on the back rank, so they could never provide coverage from checks. Does this position look drawish to you? Am I bugging? I couldn't believe that this was a draw. So it was extremely fascinating. And this composition came to us from this position. So now we're going to get into a good game between 2 GMs, I believe it was. So white is slightly better. At best play, it should be a draw. Why is white slightly better? White is slightly better because black is the one with the isolated pawn. The isolated pawn is the tangible weakness in the position. 2 pawn islands versus 3. Less pawn islands you have, the stronger your position. But don't build up on it right away. If you build up on the ISO right away, in fact, black will be the one playing for a win. You don't want to trade off a good pawn for a bad pawn. It's quick math. It's quick math. It always is. I missed you guys, by the way. Right? We're pseudo back. We'll be back and forth. We'll be spotty. I'm really hyped for the podcast channel, though. Because, you know, chess is great, but talking is better, in fact. And then this one will be just more chessy. More chessy. So how do you win this as white? You induce pawn weaknesses from your opponent. How do you induce a pawn movement? Well, it's either rook g3 or rook h3. Which do you think is better? Rook h3 is better. Because one, it's further distance from the king, so the rook is stronger in comparison to the king. But the real reason is if you go rook to g3, they're just going to go rook to c7. You have induced no pawn movements. You're chilling. It'd be a mistake for them to go king f6, because then you get in. Think of it like opposition, and you're going to win the pawn. So you go rook h3. Now, every normal human, including this guy, went pawn to h6, right? It's the only way to guard the pawn. Now you induced a weakness. So now you go rook to g3. The difference is if they block with rook c7, you induced a hole on g6, so you'll end up winning the pawn and winning the game. You have a passer and everything of the sort. And if king f6, it's the same thing. Just king d5, check, you win pawn. What if they go g5? Look at this shimmy. Look at this back. And this is why I love rook endgames. They say they're the most popular in chess as well. Bada bing, bada boom, you're picking up the pawn. And if they go back, it looks like a free pawn to me. Looks like a free pawn to you. Fantastic news for the unemployed. I don't know why I like that saying so much, but that I do. So rook h3, how do you draw this as black? Let's switch the board. How different does the position look when you flip a board in chess? Amazing stuff. The only way to draw this as black, some people might say b4. It's a good try, like a desperado, but they just go c4 at the very least, and you're not getting in. The only way to draw is king to d6. Isn't this fantastic? Isn't this amazing? Look at this. I don't know if anybody would find this, but this is what led us to the composition. We just tweaked the position a little bit. So you do end up picking up a pawn, right? You do end up picking up this pawn. We get rook to b2. Boom, boom. I would probably go g4. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be a draw. It looks like it's losing, but it's actually not losing, right? You could go like push, push, here, here, and it's really gross. Like the more you look at it, the more gross it is. I've looked at it a lot as I mess up. B3, yeah, B3. It's really gross, really disgusting. Check, king c4. It all just works out. So now to the game. This is my game. Here's proof. Here's proof. Against a 2800 Montclair. Played an IM, international mobster. Goes for the queen trade. When you're better than your opponent, you don't give them the queen trade. You're like, queen's on the board. I will use my queen better than you can use your queen. This stemmed from a hippo. So anytime someone says, you know, opening, space, center control, tell them, nah. Because then you get this position, F5. This is why I love the hippo. You always get positions like this if you don't mess it up. Like, they get a knight on h1. An international mobster has put his knight on h1. And blundered mate. So we're back. We're semi-back. I hope all is well with all of you. Sub to the new channel. It's going to be good stuff. Thank you as always for watching. Have a good day, guys. Peace.